Hey guys, in this video we're going to go over some tips and instructions for the block 2 for the Afghan sampler we're doing. This is called the basket weave. It's going to be all double crochets, and those are going to be done on the front post and back post, and I'll show you how to do all of those. For these two blocks, again, we're going to be doing two colors, and it says in the instructions to use colors B and C, whatever those are for you. Okay, so to start, we've got to make a loop. So I laid the yarn across my fingers like this. I'm going to wrap it around my finger, and then the long string is going to go into the center like that. And then you're going to pull a loop like this. So now it should tighten and get smaller when you pull the long string like that. It should not move when you pull the tail. Like that. Maybe about that big. And now we're going to chain 37. The instructions actually say to chain 38, but I always end up with an extra stitch for some reason, so I suggest chaining 37. And then you don't end up with any extra stitches when you're done crocheting through the first row. Now, a reminder to do a chain, you're gonna yarn over. I kind of hold my finger here so it doesn't keep twisting around. Yarn over toward you, and then pull up a loop. Now here you're gonna want to keep these really loose. That's gonna do big favors for you when you're coming back through and crocheting into them again. It's going to make it so much easier, because already crocheting into the chain can be very difficult just because there's not much to hold on to. If you're not having to struggle with tight stitches as well, then that's going to be really helpful. So again, yarn over and pull up a loop. We're going to do this 37 times, and so to keep track of your count, I count these lumps on the side. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 so far. So we need to do 37. Okay, so that is 37 chains. And now it tells us to go into the third chain from the hook. We're going to double crochet in there. So here's 1, 2, 3. I count these lumps, and they kind of like point to where your hook's going to go. So 1, 2, 3. It's going to go right in there. That's where we're going to be going in. So let me go back on there. Now we're going to be double crocheting in that spot. 1, 2, 3. So to double crochet, we're going to yarn over and then put it in here. Now we want it to go under 2 pieces of yarn right there, just so it gets a good grip on it. You're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So now we're going to go in. This is kind of pointing to where it needs to go, right here. It's where we're going to go in next. So yarn over, go in the hole, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we're going to do that 36 times all the way across. Right now we've done 2 double crochets, and then this one also counts as a double crochet. So right now we have 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go all the way across to 36. Here's 35, and last one, 36. Okay. So there we go. You can go back through and count, make sure that you have 36, including this last one. And that's going to make your squares an even 4 across, in groups of 4 all the way across. So what we're going to do next is we're going to chain 2, and then turn your work. Now, for this first group of 4, since we already have our chain coming out of this last one, we're not going to do anything with the post. We're just gonna leave it. So you already have your first in the first group of 4. And so we're going to do 3 more in this group of 4. I'll put my finger right there so you can see. This is our first group of 4. And we're going to do front post double crochets here. So a normal double crochet would go in, we would yarn over, and right above this post right here is a V right there. So we would go in right there. That would be a normal double crochet. But we are doing front post double crochets. So we're going to yarn over, and instead of going in there, we're working in the front of our work and go behind that post. And then we're going to pull up our yarn. So now we have the 3 on there again. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So yarn over, another post, like that, and then 1 more for our group of 4. Okay, so now we're going to do our next group of 4 right here. These are going to be back posts, double crochets. So we're going to yarn over and go around the back. This can be a little tricky. It wants to catch sometimes, but you can work it through until you get your 3 on there. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So we're going to do that 3 more times. Three and 4. Okay, so you can see how it gives kind of a different look. The front post kind of looks flat, and then the back posts have this ridge. It leaves that V in the front, so it creates that ridge. That's how you can tell if you've done a front post or a back post, is whether it has that ridge in front of it. So we're going to do that, groups of 4, all alternating between front post and back post all the way across. All right, and we're at our last group of 4. If we counted it correctly, we should have 4 posts here to go around. So we're going to do one last group of front posts. 1, 2, 3, and I do go around the post of this last one as well. 4. All right, so we are going to now, I have done it before where I only do 2 rows and then I switch to be the opposite, but the instructions really say to do 3, so that's what I'm going to show you how to do, but it could just be preference, what you want to do. So we're going to chain 2, and so now you can see the ridge, so that's going to tell us this first group is going to be a back post double crochet. We're doing the same thing as the row below it for 3 rows, and then we'll switch to do the opposite, and that will give that basket weave effect. Again, we ignored that first one. We did not go around any post, we just chained off of it. So that was, the chain was 1, and then we did 2, 3, 4. So now this one does not have that ridge, so we know this is a front post that we're doing this time. And just work that alternating pattern all the way across. And our last stitch on this row goes like that. All right, that is our 3 rows of double crochets. Now we're gonna switch, and this is what's gonna give it the basket weave look, is we're gonna switch the pattern now. And as you can see, this is just 3 rows, and you can see how far we've made it. This does work a lot faster than the single crochets. It just uses up the yarn more quickly, and I just feel like I make progress a lot faster on this one. So, all right, so now this one is, we can see that it's a front post double crochets, and so we're doing the opposite this time. So this time, of course, we don't do anything with the first one. We're going to go around the back, so we're going to do a back post double crochet. And we're going to do the opposite from the row below it all the way across, and that's going to give us that basket weave look. I really like the basket weave. I think it just has a really pretty final look. You can see I switched to front post on that one because those were back posts below it, and then there was back post here with front post below it. So we're going to just work that, doing the opposite from the row below it all the way across. Our last one. So you can see once you start doing the opposites, it really starts to flatten out a little bit better too. It kind of had a zigzag look before this. So anyway, that's the beginning of the basket weave. We just did 1 row with this pattern, and now we will do it 2 more times, repeating the row below before we switch to the opposite again. And then you just keep doing that until you reach your square. One more thing I wanted to show you is this pattern right here. This is a block that was done in 2 rows and then switching all the way across. So that's what 2 looks like. And then this one right here was done in 3s, which is the what I just showed how to do in this video. So you can decide which one you like. If you like kind of the smaller basket weave or the larger basket weave, that's what difference that makes. So you can choose which one works best for you.